Hey, what's going on everybody? My fellow Dragon Ballers, thank you for joining me on a brand new Dragon Ball video. You know, I was thinking about something recently, and it occurred to me that King Kai is probably the worst character within the Dragon Ball series. Now, I'm not saying worse is like he's annoying or he's lame, or there's like better characters or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like he is legitimately a bad person. Think about it. So, back when Goku went down Snake Way and he goes to do King Kai's training and he's learning all the different techniques, he learns the Kaioken, he learns Spirit Bomb, he learns all the different techniques. Back on Earth, the Z Fighters, Tien, Chaozu, Yamcha, Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan even, they're fighting the Saiyans. Like Vegeta and Nappa arrive, they're fighting and they're doing their thing. Meanwhile, Goku is going off to go all the way back down the Snake Way so he can end up being transported back to Earth. So, fast forward a little bit to, yeah, Jocko's a badass. Fast forward all the way to Goku's arrival on Earth after defeating Frieza and Namek blew up, okay? So, he talks about the instant transmission. He talks about the technique he learned on Yardret upon Namek blowing up. He learned this technique and he was able to travel great distances, like light speed essentially, beyond light speed, as it were. The concern that I have with this is because later on, King Kai says, oh, yeah, the instant transmission, that's a handy little technique. I could have taught you that, Goku, but you didn't ask. Well, of course he's not going to ask. He doesn't know, exactly what it is that he needs to ask in terms of like, hey, do you know any techniques that can get me from one point to another across the galaxy in just a fraction of a second? I mean, you would think that King Kai, knowing that time is of the essence, like, hey, people are dying on Earth. Maybe the savior, Goku, needs to get there a little bit quicker. Here's a handy little technique that can help you get there fast. So, if you think about it, indirectly, King Kai is responsible for the deaths of every single Z fighter, except for Krillin and Gohan. However, it doesn't stop there. So then, later on, after Goku ends up defeating Nappa with relative ease, and he ends up defeating Vegeta, he lets Vegeta go. Okay, fast forward a little bit, and Goku has to travel to Namek in order to gather the Dragon Balls, because Piccolo's dead or whatever, so when Piccolo dies, the Dragon Balls are irrelevant. So now that the Dragon Balls are relevant on Earth, he has to go to Namek, etc., etc. Well, while on Namek, what happens there? All the Namekians get killed, and a bunch of innocent people get killed, and let's see, Piccolo almost dies again, Krillin gets destroyed again. Those things happen later on towards the end of that particular saga. But so many lives could have been saved if Goku didn't have to take a Capsule Corp spaceship from Earth and travel to planet Namek. Like all the different obstacles that they faced and all the time it took to gather the Dragon Balls. If Goku would have known the instant transmission technique, he could have zipped over to planet Namek before Frieza even got there, teleported back and forth, spoke to Elder Namek or Guru or whatever, and then talked to all the different Namek factions, gathered all the Dragon Balls, wished everybody back to life, and then zipped on back to Earth with all his friends. And what would have happened? Frieza would have just been landing with a space pod with everybody, and they'd be like, what just happened? Now, granted, I give you that if you think about these events, because Frieza was on planet Namek, Goku ends up fighting him, Krillin dies, Piccolo gets his butt kicked, Dende gets killed, and then all of a sudden he turns into a Super Saiyan after Krillin specifically dies. So, yes, I mean, you could think that because King Kai didn't tell him that stuff, that or teach him that technique, that he became a Super Saiyan. I'm not going to go ahead and go so far to say King Kai is the reason that Goku became a Super Saiyan, but I am going to go ahead and say that it does seem a little bit absurd that King Kai is all like, oh, remember that one technique that you totally could have used to save all of your friends? I could have taught you that, but I didn't because I'm a total dick. Anyway, that's just something that I was thinking about, and I thought that was kind of interesting, so I figured I would share that with you guys. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching this video and letting me rant about how King Kai is a terrible person. If you guys like what you've heard and like me talking about Dragon Ball nonsense like this, because I definitely do it a lot, feel free to like the video and subscribe and do all the typical things that everybody asks you to do after watching their video with YouTube. And much appreciated. Take care, my fellow Dragon Ballers. Peace. Woo, flying away, flying away.